Selling a home involves a series of complex steps from preparing the property for sale to navigating legal processes. I'm putting together this video to help people understand the whole process of selling their home. It can be a little bit overwhelming, Whether you've done this before or it's your first time, I want to make you feel like you've got the lowdown on what's going on. I'm John Majewski. I'm a licensed real estate broker based in Western New York. With a career spanning several years, I've facilitated transactions totaling over $30 million in sales, earning recognition as a top 50 agent in the region. My goal is to make a home selling process as fun, easy, and understandable as I can so that my clients feel comfortable every single step of the way. Opting to use a real estate agent instead of listing a house for sale by owner offers a range of valuable benefits. Real estate agents bring in-depth market knowledge to the table, helping sellers set an optimal price based on current market trends and property conditions. Their expertise extends to effective marketing strategies, ensuring that property reaches a broader audience and attracts potential buyers. One significant advantage is the role of the agent in negotiations. Agents are skilled in handling negotiations on behalf of the seller, optimizing the deal, and potentially securing a higher sale price. This not only saves sellers time, but also minimizes the stress associated with navigating complex negotiations independently. Moreover, real estate transactions involve legal intricacies, and agents are well-versed in handling the paperwork and legal requirements. This expertise ensures that the sale progresses smoothly, reducing the risk of legal complications. Agents also have extensive networks within the real estate industry, connecting sellers with qualified buyers efficiently. This network access can be a game changer, increasing the chances of a successful and timely sale. In summary, choosing a real estate agent offers a comprehensive and professional approach to selling a home. From pricing and marketing to negotiations and legalities, agents bring a wealth of experience and resources, resulting in a more efficient, profitable, and less stressful home selling experience. Another reason why I decided to make this video is so that you can properly vet the right agent for you. By the end of this video, you're going to know the entire process step by step, and you're going to know the things to listen for in your listing appointment. Hiring the right agent is going to be crucial in your successful sale of your home. You'll want to do your research, interviewing more than just a few agents, and select someone based on their experience, knowledge of the local marketplace, and past track records of sales and success. Someone that communicates well and in a timely fashion is going to be important when selecting your agent as well. A lot of people don't even realize that you have the power to interview and choose the right agent that's right for you. It's not uncommon that during the interview process that you're going to have the agent come through your house and do a brief walkthrough. This can be done a month before you list, 6 months before you list, or even a year before you list. It's a really good idea to have this walkthrough done so that you know if there's anything that you're going to potentially have to do to your property. Do I have to patch this wall? Do I have to paint this wall? Do I want to maybe declutter the garage? Doing these things well ahead of time, or at least knowing the things that you have to accomplish before you list, is going to streamline the process and make it way easier for you. Once you fall in love with me and decide that I'm going to be the person to help you list your house, we're going to sign an exclusive listing agreement. This agreement basically just says that I'm going to be your listing agent for a specific amount of time. So let's talk about the actual process of selling your house. People who list their house with me usually can get under contract anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on what the market's doing at that particular time. Now, if you're accepting a cash offer, closing can take anywhere from 30 to 45 days. If you're accepting a mortgage offer, that can take anywhere from 60 to 75 days based on legal processes and delays. One of the first things that people ask me is, how much can I sell my house for? And there's a lot of things that go into that. The way that we determine how much your house is worth is we compare it to all the other properties that have sold within a 6-month time period, within a half-mile radius, and compare it to the amount of square footage, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and overall quality, and that's how we come up with how we price your house. Once we find a price that we can all agree on, now it's time to get the house magazine ready. Let's declutter this thing. Let's make sure we open up the space and make it look inviting and nice, and make sure that when buyers walk through the property, they can see themselves living there. Another part of getting a house magazine ready is possibly staging a property. There's plenty of reasons and ways that you can stage a house, and if that's necessary, that's something that me and you can talk about when the time comes. Now the house is magazine ready and it's the best it's ever looked, now it's time to market this thing. This is where we bring in professional photographers and possibly videographers if the property calls for it, to get as many eyes on the property as we possibly can. Other ways that we could bring attention to the property is by sending out mailers and postcards and doing some online ads. The way that a house is marketed is going to depend on the strategy that you and I discuss. Once we get the marketing materials set and in place, it's time to actually list your house. So one of the main things that we're going to have to discuss is how we are going to accept offers. Are we going to accept them as they come, or are we going to set an offer deadline on the property? The main reason why you'd want to accept offers as they come is to possibly sell the house quickly and gauge interest on the property. If you're not in a rush to sell your house and you think that you might get multiple offers, setting an offer deadline is probably the way to go. So let's talk about showings. There's 2 ways to show your house. One, you can have private showings where an agent's going to walk through with the buyer and they're going to take a look at the property, usually for anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, maybe a little longer. Or you can hold open houses where anybody off the street can possibly come through the property and check it out. A lot of times people choose to do an open house because it allows them to step out of the house only once during the week rather than 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there all week long. It could get kind of stressful. Now, if you're worried about random people just coming through your house, one of the things that I want to note is that when you're doing private appointments, buyers have to be accompanied by their licensed real estate agent. So they're not going to just be wandering through your house all by themselves. Right now, it's kind of your job to just sit back and let people fall in love with your house. Once we start getting interest in the property, I'm going to start communicating with buyer's agents and seeing if people are interested in making an offer. And if they do, we're going to start taking a look at those offers and making sure that we can get you the quickest and easiest path to getting paid. There's a number of different things that we're going to be looking for when we're going over offers. First of all, obviously, you're probably saying, show me the money, right? Well, we've got to look at a couple other things as well. First thing we're going to look at is purchase price, okay? Are they offering asking price? Are they offering over asking price? Are they paying with cash? Are they using a mortgage? These are all really important things to take a look at when we're accepting an offer. Beyond the amount of money that we're looking to get, contingencies also come into play here. Does this person have to sell their home to potentially buy yours? Do they have to close on that home to potentially buy yours? These are some of the things that we want to take a look at. So not only are you getting the most amount of money that you can, but you're getting it as easily as you can as well. So now that we've got the offers in front of us and we determine what offer we want to take, the difference between a good agent and a great agent is the ability to negotiate. Just because we have an offer in front of us with a specific number doesn't mean that it's set in stone. I've had examples where buyers have come up in price just by making a simple phone call. It's about recognizing opportunities where you can get more money for your seller. And again, maybe we're making that phone call not only to get more money, but to also potentially change the terms of the contract as well. One of the most important parts of the selling process is the negotiation phase. And I think that a lot of agents tend to forget that that's part of the job. And it really can make the difference between a good offer and a great offer. Once I get you the most amount of money in the quickest way possible, we're going to accept the offer. After we accept the offer, there's a 3-day attorney approval window. We're going to send the contract to our attorney, buyers are going to send it to their attorney, and they're going to make sure that it's a good legal contract for both sides. Now, anything can happen during this 3-day attorney approval period. You can decide you don't want to sell the house to that person, and they can also decide that they don't want to buy it anymore. If the buyer is doing a home inspection, they've got 3 days to do that inspection and get us the results of that inspection. Either one of 3 things can happen. 1, they've done their inspection, everything looks great, and they're moving forward with the deal. Or 2, hey look, we found a couple things that we may want you to fix or change before we close on the property, or they can ask you to adjust the purchase price. Or 3, they found some major things wrong with the property, they no longer feel confident moving forward with the deal, and they can actually cancel the contract at that point. So after the buyer's done their inspection, they then have 2 days to get us the earnest money deposit, which is their good faith deposit showing that, hey, look, we're serious about purchasing your house in the event that we no longer wanted to buy the house because we don't like the color of the windows or we just don't want it anymore. That money would actually be the seller's to keep. However, if the buyer lost financing due to they lost their job or they lost their income in this process of getting a mortgage, they would then be entitled to that money back. So once all that's done, now it's your turn to just wait until you get paid. Now, as we've discussed before, if you accepted a cash offer, you're looking at closing time period of anywhere from 30 to 45 days. Now, if the buyer's got a mortgage offer, you're looking at maybe 45 days on the short end of things, or 60 to 75 days, which is more normal. During this time period, the buyer is going to be going through the process of actually getting their mortgage. It usually takes anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks for the buyer to get their file into underwriting and for underwriting to clear them to close, which means you can close on the property. So during this time period, the attorney is going to have you order the survey, order the titles, and make sure everything is good on your end. As long as everything looks good to go and the buyer has been clear to close from their mortgage company, the buyer is going to do a final walkthrough and they're going to make sure that the property looks exactly the way that it did when they first came to look at it the first time. Make sure there's no junk left behind. And I also want to make sure that people understand that when you sell your property, it has to be broom swept clean and it also has to be free of any of your old belongings. You can't leave anything behind. If you do, the buyer's agent could potentially ask you for a credit at closing to compensate for things being left behind. This includes old paint cans, wood, tires, old box of underwear you left in the attic. Everything's got to go. Don't leave anything left behind. Once the buyer does their final walkthrough and the buyer gives me the okay that they're moving forward, it's time for us to hand over the keys and you got to skedaddle. Congratulations, you've sold your home. Hey, I know that we've gone through a lot of stuff here, but Thing is I want to make this video to make sure that you know what's happening every single step of the way when you're selling your property. Whether you work with me or not, I want to make sure you have this resource so that you're confident every single step of the way. Now, if you're selling your house and you do want to work with me, I would love the opportunity to help you. The best place to reach me would be go to my website, call me, text me, email me, or just follow me on Instagram or Facebook, where I'm going to be sharing a lot of home buying and selling tips in the future. I really look forward to hearing from you guys.